Hi everyone. If we can get you to identify yourself, where you're from. We've got a couple of mics on either side. We'll start with questions for Virgil and Dijk, and then he's going to get ready for training. And if we can also just focus on this event as much as possible, please, and get control. Who'd like to start? Yeah.
Hi, James Pearce from The Athletic. Hi, Virgil. Can we just get your thoughts on Jordan Henderson's decision to move on after 12 years at the club? Can you put into words maybe what Liverpool have lost, big on the field, but also his leadership?
Sorry, guys, we're going to, as I said, we're going to try to keep questions to this event, please.
Oh, wow. That's a challenge. I like that. All good. All good.
Well, obviously, it's going to be a big miss for us as a player, but definitely as a leader, as a captain. Someone who been so important for us in our success over the last years, success for the club over the last years. So we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him a lot. But that's part of football as well. Players come and go, and others have to step up now, and that's the reality. But he will be missed. I'll definitely miss him. We wish him all the best.
You mentioned other people stepping up. When you look around the dressing room now, because a lot of experience has moved on this summer with Roberto Firmino and James Milner as well as Jordan. Do you see enough leaders and big characters that can maybe now take on more responsibility?
I see leaders, definitely, and definitely players who can become the leader of the team. And obviously, it's not overnight that these things happen, but definitely we have a lot of players who can take that responsibility and have to take the responsibility. So I'm confident that that will happen. But obviously, like you said, those names who left us were very important for us with the experience and obviously the quality they have as well. But others have to step up now.
And just in terms of this trip and pre-season, do you get the sense there's a feeling in the squad of wanting to put right what went wrong last season?
I definitely think that's the case. Obviously, we all are human beings, and over the last years, we all have a lot of success all together. And if you have a season that we had last year, where a lot of things didn't go as we all wanted, then we want to put it right. And so far, the pre-season have been very good, very hard, but very good, and hopefully it can benefit us for the rest of the season.
Aberday's podcast from Australia. Virg, just a question on the captaincy. Now we're looking at four fronters between yourself and Salah, with Fabinho possibly on the outer. Is it something or a challenge you wish to embark on?
Well, on captaincy, that's not been announced yet, so I can't say much about it. But obviously, I've been captaining the side a couple times, multiple times already over the last couple of years, and it's always a proud moment to do that. And we'll see what the future brings, but it'll be a huge honor to captain the side.
Sorry about that, now. Just talk to us about travelling the world and playing in different climates. How is it playing in Asia at the moment? And you guys have come here many times. How do you deal with the humidity and the change of climate, especially going back home into the cold?
Well, it's always it's a great trip to do. We love to come here. We love the fans. We appreciate all of you supporting us all over the world, but obviously to be here and feel the love, everyone wants to feel loved, and to see all the fans at the hotel, at the training. Obviously tonight's going to be great again, like obviously last year it was. So it's always an amazing feeling to be on this side of the world and see so many happy faces and make fans happy as well. We are very privileged and blessed to do that, and let's just keep that going, of course.
If there are no more questions about it, then... Oh, yeah, okay.
Hi Virgil, Lewis here from the Mail. What have the new signings been like? And talking about leadership, how important is it for yourself to help them settle in at the club?
To be fair, I'm very impressed with those guys, and obviously it's just the start of this pre-season, but these guys have been settling in pretty well, and I think on the leadership point you try to make, I think, you know, everyone who's coming in, you just want to welcome them as you want them to be welcomed. You know, that's the normal, I think, and the norm here especially, and they are great guys, and we get along pretty well, and hopefully we can all have success together as well.
Ian Doyle from the Liverpool Echo. Just talking about yourself, since you came back from your injury, your bad injury with your knee, you've almost played constant football for nearly 2 years now. You had a bit of a break in the summer. How are you feeling going into the new season, and do you feel as though you're going to benefit from that?
Well, let's hope so. I've had a fantastic summer holiday, and I feel great. You know, we had a good camp in Germany, where we trained, like I said before, hard, but also a lot of tactical work that was very much needed, and I feel great, and hopefully we can all benefit from that, and including myself.
Okay, guys, thanks. Virgil's going to go on.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
All right, questions please for Jurgen Klopp.
Sorry. So tomorrow you guys are playing Leicester. Is this an initiation for the captaincy? Is there something telling by who you select tomorrow for captain of the squad for the season coming?
No. It's nothing to do with the general captaincy. Virgil will start a game tomorrow. If nothing happens in training, then will be captain of the team tomorrow. I know already my decision. The only thing is I have to tell it first to the players before I speak in public about it. But it wasn't like this. I didn't expect to have that situation a few weeks ago. To be honest, I have to think about it. It all happened pretty quickly, and so that's it pretty much. So, but the games so far, they have nothing. I didn't think before the games about that. Who should I give it? Who do I give in halftime? We have easy rules there. Virgil was number 3 last year, so that's why he wears it when he starts, and in the second half, always after that is who is longest in the club, and I think it was most of the time Joe Gomez, if I'm right. So that's it. It will be an important decision. Much more important is even more important is the general leadership group we can create, because we need that definitely. It's a big change for us. Big characters left the club this summer, and. But it's how it is. Things have to change at one point. It's always clear. You cannot keep things going just because you don't want to have any kind of changes or development or whatever. Now we have it, and now we will have to use it, and that's exactly the plan. And I'm really positive about that. I can see a lot of positive signs in training in the games as well. Mostly in training, we train much more often than we play, obviously, and. So the boys understand the situation, and I'm really happy about that.
What hasn't changed is a pre-season tour to Singapore. Talk to us about the building and the character development and giving back to the Singapore fans. What does it mean to you guys in the club coming here year in and year out?
No, it's top. How I said, it's really top. It's like you only really know probably about the size of the club when you come this part of the world, and when you feel the love of the people here is absolutely exceptional. It is exceptional. It's like, and that's why we really love coming here. The big difference between this year and last year is that we had our training camp already in Germany, which is super important. Last year we couldn't plan it differently because we didn't know that we'll play that long, and the season before and all these kind of things. So we started pretty much in Asia, and then it's still. For the people here, the same importance, but for us it was the worst possible moment. Let me say like that, because you spoke about humidity. That's obviously really tricky for us. We play in England, and the weather couldn't be more different, to be honest. And so that's really tough, and we still have to go through all the paces, and couldn't do that here. Had to do it later. Had then brought injuries back home and stuff like this. It was not cool. But anyway, we came back because we enjoy it here. That's the truth as well. And we have to top-class games tonight. Obviously, a training session, which is an important session for us. We will have a completely normal tactical session tonight, and that in front of 20,000 people around about. So it will be strange. I hope the people will not be constantly screaming, because then I need to find a microphone or something else, because I have to talk to the players during the session. And but it's great, and it's exactly what you want when you play for a club like Liverpool, that you travel and show your face wherever our supporters are. We cannot do that constantly, but as often as we can do it, we have to do it, and that's why we're in Asia. Great.
Yeah.
Hi, Sohail from Goal.com. Could you name a few qualities from Stefan Bajcetic that stands out to you? And also, could you share any insights into his potential playing time for the upcoming season?
Stefan is in the last steps back into team training. We left him and Thiago at home because the travel would cost him back and forth like 2, 3, maybe 4 days of training, and we thought that makes no sense in a very important phase of his rehab for both of the boys. But I'm in constant contact, so he will be back in team training. That's the plan in a moment when we arrive home. That's good. Super talented player, has a really cool package, and unfortunately we didn't see him playing for a while because it was a really nasty, not a bad injury, but for a young player, an annoying one where you feel pretty quickly fit again, but still not allowed to do a lot, and then you have to wait, and then from a specific moment on you can go, and that's where we are now. Played for us 6, played for us 8, scored for us goals in a really young age, showed a lot of tactical discipline, is footballing-wise really good overview, good passing, a lot of good things, but again, still very young, and we have to make sure that we use him in the right way, in the right moments, and have to increase the time step by step we can use him actually, and that's what we try.
Jurgen, just to check on Szoboszlai as well, if possible. He was back in training yesterday.
Yes.
Could he get some minutes tomorrow?
Yeah, Dom is back. We'll train tonight, and then if nothing happens here, he will play tomorrow night. Yes, definitely. It's good. It was nothing too serious. It's like these moments. We had really a lot of intense sessions, and it was in one moment where he just rolled his ankle a little bit. We all know everything can happen there, but nothing really happened. Apart from he needed a few days rest, proper treatment, and was already back running pretty quickly after. So it was now yesterday in training, but yesterday training was obviously not intense. After the long trip, we had to just shake the legs a little bit, play a little Barondo, and then the boys were shooting a little bit after the session. That's all. Tonight will be a proper session, and then the game tomorrow. So in a moment, nothing speaks against it. He will play it.
Hi, Jurgen. You mentioned before how you didn't expect, obviously, to be having to deal with the Jordan situation only a few weeks ago. Were you surprised when he said that he wanted to move on?
Yeah, of course. I think
Did you try and convince him to stay, or how difficult was it?
It's not about that. The relationship between Hendo and me is grew over 8 years and nearly 8 years, and it's not about that. I knew exactly the situation, knew that we want to keep him, but that we would not, if he wants to leave, there's no reason why we should throw any rocks or stones in the way or stuff like this. It was full of respect and full of everything you need in a situation like that. But that was not about me convincing him. It was about me reacting on what's happening, and that's what I did, and that's how I understood the role in that moment. So, I think what's now really, when you see the video, the boy, I saw it coincidentally on YouTube. I think the video the boys made for him, and if you see that, if you hear that, then you know everything about a man. I think everybody would wish that if you leave somewhere, your friends would speak like that about of you, and that was really impressive, I have to say. So it's all good. He's not here anymore. I said it as well. He will miss us. We will miss him. But we have to go on, and we will. That's clear, and that's pretty much everything about that.
Is there anything you can say at this stage on Fabinho in terms of how far advanced things are with his move?
Yeah, but that's not done yet. He's not here. That obviously shows that things are ongoing. But as far as I know, it's not finalized. So that means I will not really speak about it, because we all have to get used to, obviously, to these kind of things now. And timings are not exactly like we are used to it in the moment, or so far. And that's why it's better you wait until things happened before you speak about it.
And how important is it that you further strengthen that midfield department?
Yeah, it would be not bad. No, we know that we have to do something there. That's absolutely clear, and we are obviously working on solutions. I think everybody can imagine that.
And just finally, on the leadership group, obviously it's gone down from 6 to 4 with James Milner and Jordan both moving on. I mean, previously you had a vote amongst the squad to who should be on that. Do you intend to do the same thing this time around and promote people onto that leadership group? Have you thought about that yet?
I don't think so. No, I will decide. Yeah, not because I think it's a logical group, and there's no need for any kind of vote. It's a logical group, and and these boys have to step up. They were already there before. It's not that the team was just led by Millie and Hendo. We were important characters, absolutely, very really. But without the others, it wouldn't have worked out. So, and that's just now 2 missing, and that's all pretty much. And nobody has to be the next James Milner. Nobody has to be the next Jordan Henderson. They all can be themselves, and that gives us a real chance as well for a new and fresh development. And that's exactly what you need. It's always when you have big changes. First, people want changes, and you have the changes, and everybody's worrying about the changes. So the problem with changes is you never know it beforehand if it will work out. But we are really optimistic about it, and that's the nature of change, by the way. And so we are really optimistic about it, and excited as well. My main impression I get so far in all sessions, the boys are really up to it, and they really mean business. I like it a lot. Then we had games, of course, playing them, but slightly tired legs and conceding a couple of goals. It's all not. We speak about that every pre-season, and that's the work you have to do. And the physical part is not done yet, of course not. But the main part of that is over. We are much more now in the tactical and technical things. Now we have to see how we adapt to tomorrow night and for that game, and then we have another 2 days or 3, and then we play Bayern, which is then another really important one. So no, so far so good, but we have to keep going.
Yeah.
Hi, Jurgen, from Yahoo Southeast Asia. Players like Virgil have been saying they want to put things right after last season. Do you have a sense that they've come into the pre-season have added motivation?
Yeah, it would mean that in last years they came back and were not motivated. That's not the case. We were. So, but yes. We knew last season that we have whatever we can reach last season. We wanted to reach. That's what we did. In the end, we didn't make it to the Champions League. It was close enough from the position we came from. We ended up 5th. It's not fantastic, but it's the best of the rest, if you want. So that's in a really bad season from our side. We became 5th. That's kind of an information as well. Now a lot of changes. But again, it's not only that the new players come into the team, they are obviously in a quality, but it always gives opportunity to other players as well to just make the next step if the guy on the position is not there anymore. And if it's only how we finish games, was always James Milner came on, stuff like that, and finished the game pretty much for us in a super professional way. He started very off, but in the last few weeks, months, maybe he finished the games more often off, and have then players for that role, younger players. It just opens doors, and that's what we need. So yes, we as a group want to put things right. So whatever that means, that doesn't mean everybody has to be afraid of us, because the other teams around us finished the season better than us last year and didn't stop trying to improve. The squad, the team, they will not stop. None of them will stop. They all want to make the next step. Arsenal want to make the next step. United want to make the next step. Newcastle want to make the next step. City will be there again. And Brighton is obviously was on fire, will be on fire. So and that's it will be a super interesting league. We just have to make sure that we are as good prepared as somehow possible, and that's what we are trying now. Then developing as a club, a very positive and faithful, trustful, whatever you want to say, mood, and go for it. And let's see what we get. That's how football is, and that's what we want to try. And one information we have is last year was not good enough. So, and that's all. It's not good, but it's helpful for the next season. We try to use that as well.
Last question, please.
Jurgen, you've started with Trent in the number 6 role for the last couple of games. Is that something we can expect to see over the next couple of games? There's only 2 weeks until the Chelsea game. Or does the fact you've not got Conor Bradley here, does that complicate things a little bit?
Yeah, but Conor is a shame, to be honest. I thought Conor did really well, but yeah, things like this happen. Trent can play the position. I know after we put him in this kind of flexible role, right back midfield position, that last year everybody told us that he should play now completely in midfield without really explaining why, to be honest. But that's not the job, obviously, of you to explain me why. Just ask for it. It's fine. So on position 6, it's a completely different position than he played last season, or he played for England, because it's a holding position. You have to organize much more. You have to have nobody in you have in the back, 2 centre halves, but not another midfielder, stuff like this. So we really thought it's a very good and important thing to do in this preseason. We will now try, even when we are pretty short on the position in the moment, position 6, we still want to try it with Trent on right back again. So that was always clear that we will use the preseason for that as well. So and then we will see how we can start the season. Then the start is the start, and then all the rest is the rest of the season. So there are different things for us to do and consider. But yes, Trent can play the position. Depends to who is left and right of him, how we defend as a group. Much more important if we do that well. If we defend with all the other midfielders, plus the 3 up front, plus the last line really well, probably in times I can play the 6, because then it's not that much what to do anymore. So too often we leave too much work for the 6, and that was in other moments a little bit a problem. So that's why it's a general task for us to work on, and it's what we are doing. And and then we will see who plays well.
Right, thank you very much, everyone.
It was a pleasure. See you.
Thank you.